How's that? There we go. I don't know why it does that sometimes. There was a Stream Elements update. No, I want to paint him, because even in the first RoboCop, you could see that there was kind of a bluish tint to him, which got accentuated more in the second film. Cobra assault cannon, or the 50 cal BMG. So to do that, I was going to repaint the metal pieces with dark aluminum, because there's one big problem with silver plastic. Let me see. Let's see if I can get the light to not screw the too much. You see how there's like swirling in the plastic? I want to cover that up. So after complete assembly, we'll see how the sub-assemblies are and what I can take apart and put back together to paint these, and then give it the blue-purple effect that he had in the films. But I just haven't been feeling too hot the past couple days. Kind of like dull headache, a little bit of nausea, almost like a stomach bug. And then Sunday, my father was in the hospital because he had collapsed, which is why I didn't stream. He's fine now, but I was waiting. And when you're waiting for news on shit like that, the last thing you want to do is this. You know? Yeah, I didn't want 2025 to start off for me like 2024 did for my wife. Give me 1 second just to get my trash can squared away. Come on, scoot up. But Ed 209's essentially finished. Hey Flight Sim, how you doing? Some pretty good molding overall. They made this key, yeah, maybe you should. They made this kit, they're separate back pieces here, because there's another version that has all the crap from RoboCop 3 on it. Just this real quick. That's better. Yeah, one thing I learned, if you're ever getting to the point in your job where you feel the need to tell someone to go fuck themselves, might be time to go find another job. Hate to say it like that, but that's what I've learned. Is it the best advice? No. But it's advice. Yeah, last night was rough. Still kind of feeling weird. Your job's different, Fenrir. You can actually kind of do it and not have to worry about too many repercussions. Well, let's see. It used to be, though, you could do it without a lot of repercussion. Because people just understood, you know, you're in the military. If someone's calling you a total retard and having you walk around carrying a plant to replace all the oxygen you waste, maybe there is something wrong. Oh, we have. And everybody knows it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look up more pictures of the RoboCop costume. Just for some detail painting. Yeah, I could never get the unhealthy fascination with soccer and football, as they call it in Europe. It's actually worse than even the American reliance on our football. It's really like a cult of personality. But then again, I dislike most sports anyway. But that's me. And by that I don't mean the actual playing of them, but what they've become. I mean, maybe there is a certain subset of society that, you know, likes walking around and wearing jerseys that make them look like gas station attendants. I don't know. I don't exactly have a Manchester United fan to ask about that. Robo-face. I'm sure there's probably other people out there who are going to watch this stream when I say, oh, I don't like football. They're going to have a big old hissy, oh, I don't like you, I'm going to unfollow. Fine. We are allowed to not like things. If your acceptance of me is based on my acceptance of sports, then the problem isn't mine. That one goes there. I'm trying to keep all these on the sides of the instructions, how they put them. Is that Robo Booty? I think that's Robo Booty. But it could also be said that modern sports is equivalent to the bread and circuses of old. Where they tried to keep us busy and distracted. Probably another reason I'm not too big on them. I could probably get away with using the liquid mask, or not the liquid mask, the masking putty on here for the more complete assemblies. God, that is a hard nub to remove in there. I don't know how long we'll be on today, though, because I'm still not feeling 100%.
I just wanna get down.
Figured I'd give it a shot. Turn this down a bit more. Like I said, still got that kind of dull, not exactly a headache, almost feverish, but I'm not running a temperature. Just kind of achy all over. Probably also why I'm just building this today is I don't have the concentration for painting. Even this is a bit much. Switch it up a second. Sorry, just adjusting the musics. Don't want something as thumpy today. So I need G26. Early fingies. There we go. C4. And it's telling me to look for an angle on the part. But this is another reason I wanted to repaint, is those dark marks in the plastic will now be visible once it's assembled, and kind of kill the effect. But I should be able to mask off a lot of this with my masking putty. This stuff's great. It's kind of like blue tack, but not. Doesn't dry out. It almost always remains flexible. But you just tear a bit of it off, right? I'm just using this as an example. Say I wanted to paint this without taking the helmet off. I can easily take the helmet off. But I just run the putty up like this. Do it all the way around. And then I can shoot the color that I want on. Do all the other work I need. And then just peel it off. Doesn't leave any residue or anything like that. If I didn't know better, I'd say this plastic had been coated. But if that was the case, you wouldn't be seeing the swirl lines in it. That reminds me, or no, not this, but I'm reminded that Macross is now available on Hulu. And from the listings I saw, it's all of it. Original series all the way up to at least Frontier. Don't know if I saw Macross Delta on there. Excuse me. Give me one moment, please. Hey, Ares. Gotta pause the screen real quick. Alright, back. So far, the only downside to this kit, I would say, is there's no, there's no provision for a helmetless version. Most likely because they couldn't get the permission for Peter Weller's likeness. Because I think at the time they made the kit, the RoboCop game hadn't come out yet, so Peter Weller really wasn't in talks to play the character again, even though he did voice it for the game. I'm half tempted to get it on the Xbox, but from what I've watched, I can also see the game becoming kind of dully repetitive. Good. At least I think that was Ares that did the facehugger. He hasn't said anything. Sorry for all the yawning. Like I said, rough night, rough day, and yeah. But my father's out of the hospital. He's doing all right. Apparently he's been having these episodes for a while, and this is the first one that's ever made him just completely conk out and fall over, which isn't good. He hit his head on the sink on the way down. So yeah, Sunday wasn't fun. That's also why I didn't stream, because I really didn't want to be live if I got bad news. Or even worse news, I should say. Still fighting that dull headache too, though. It's got to be some kind of bug going around. My wife said she had it as well. And she even called in sick from work yesterday. I really gotta stop that. Either that or I need to grab some Mountain Dew. Oh wait, there's one right here. That in there. So my next day off will be Sunday. Oh, no, wait. That's right, it was Monday that I was off. So yeah, my next day off will be Sunday. Then after that, it'll be Friday. To be honest, I thought about not streaming today too, because just not feeling very good. Kind of forcing myself to do this right now. So I need the G sprue. The H sprue. Hi, Mittens. H1, H3. And trying to sleep last night, it felt like I just had a brick in my stomach all night, so kept tossing and turning. Did everybody else have a good weekend, though? Meh. I know you were having sleeping issues, so... I think that's par for the course for a lot of people these days. D69. We'll definitely be painting this guy. Maybe not this stream, but it'll be getting done. G3. When they don't leave a lot of finger space, just put the part on some tweezers. There you go. And 21. I don't know, maybe next stream I'll work on a 5-star stories kit, work on getting one of those finished. I got 2 or 3 of those sitting in limbo. That's 16. Yes, it is. Yeah, as soon as I saw this pop up for, you know, a decent little price, I'm like, mine. Had it here in a week. Now watch, next week I'll be on and RoboCane will show up, and I don't know if I'd get that or not, though. Because there's a couple different manufacturers of different level kits for that. Some are good, some are not so good. there's one I thought was the Moderoid kit, but it turns out it wasn't. I was like, wait a minute, for that price, that ain't right. D10 and D8. What, Mittens? If you're gonna yell at me, just jump up. But yeah, this is in scale with Ed 209. Which I think overall it is 12 scale. Up. Uppies. Good boy. We have a chair cat. Hi, Mittens. Yeah, good boy. How are you? Hmm? Hi. Take a cat break, I guess. Okay. So we're working on part of the forearm. It is a double bend, kind of. Hi. Hey, big buddy. Yeah. Oh, you're purring now. Yeah, you are. You comfy? Hmm? If that was Marbles, he'd be talking up a storm. fidgeting a lot, boy. To be fair, he's having to relearn it, though, because I had a high back chair for a couple of years, and they never really liked being on that for this. So what's everybody's plans for the rest of the week? There. Okay, that's strange. You okay, little bud? Hmm? Okay, I'll keep going. Looked at my hand like, why'd you stop? Big boy. Want to show off your thumbs? Oh, you're gonna get down next to me. Hi. Here, up. Up on the armrest. Yeah, there you go. Come here. Oh. There you go, big boy. Yeah. Go, eye boogie. Normally he doesn't like being held. This is very rare for him. Yeah. Hi. You just gonna lay down on my leg? Okay. So now he's doing half lap cat. Maybe I am sick with something. Usually you're not like this. There we go. Hi. Oh, it even comes with the everybody's favorite hand, the spike. down? Okay. Now I can sit normally. H4. H2. Yeah, that wasn't Comcast. They hung up that quickly. I wish we could cut in a clip of his torso from RoboCop 2, just oh, you know. Now, one thing that would have made the plane kit a little bit cooler. Sorry, ears itching. Like I said, the other version is the RoboCop 3 version, so it's got all like the jet packs and the alternate arm pieces and stuff like that. Not a big fan of that. Just it didn't work with the design. It felt very tacked on. But if they made the version of his armor after he'd been shot up by Ed 209, like the chest plate and some other pieces, that would have been kind of cool. I mean, with a little Dremel work, I could probably make it happen. I'd almost want a second kit to do that. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of bug going around because it's coming back up on me. This may be a shorter stream, probably only 2 hours instead of 3. Oh, fudge. I forgot the other piece. for? Would have sucked if I hadn't noticed that and I go to put the lower arm in, the forearm, and there's nothing to plug it into. Oops. Excuse me. That. And sorry if I'm being a little quieter than usual today, too. Hey! Another sprue bites the dust. Hey, Svogman. Yeah, that's the way it feels today. It's just been a rough week so far. If anyone has the more recent releases of this film, um, it's got a really good long documentary on how they made it. Extremely in depth. I wish they'd made it so this part rotated, because in the film that's what rotates on the costume. There's one really, I don't want to say bad take, but it really showed the limitations of the costume at the time. It's when he's fighting this fucker. Yeah, that guy. That you see when he's about to drop his gun, the whole Directive 4 thing. You see that this part and this part aren't lining up like severely, and you can also see the black t-shirt material or just the black cloth they use in his armpit to cover up. More obvious in like the more recent remasters of it than anything. So far, not a bad model though. It's going to be interesting having to go and paint it. Give me a sec. Oh. What would have bothered you? F3, F4, E14. Well, no, it's in there. It's now that I've mentioned it, you go and fight, or not you go and fight that. You go watch it, you'll see it plain as day. It's there in the film right now. But then again, back in '87, these movies weren't made in the thought that, oh, almost 40 years from now, they're going to have the technology to scale up the video and make it so good that you can see how bad things are. It's like, nobody was thinking that. I'm sure it was probably pretty obvious even back then, but it just didn't stand out as much. Could have sworn somebody just meowed at me. Got that upside down. There we go. And yes, this will have a functional um, leg holster thing. Now here's something that'll really make you wonder if I'm sane or not. Do I get another one and do the black chrome RoboCop from the miniseries? You know, the wonderfully made Sci-Fi Channel one. Okay, this goes here. And then A14. I mean, it could be worse. You know, there is something worse than RoboCop 3. The TV series. Where he drove a Mustang. E3 and E5. Probably some of you out there going, you should never mention that again. Well, I said it in the stream when I was building Ed 209. At least the remake had the balls to do something new, and not just a simple scene for scene redo. Because if I wanted to see the, the sarcasm and all that the Verhoeven films are known for, I'd watch the Verhoeven film. Okay, I almost want to glue that because I have a feeling like it's got the pull to get that part out, but I can feel it popping off on me. You know? I'm just going to put a little glue on here. See if it'll bite in as it dries and helps it retain itself a little better. Let me see something here. Okay. That's just to facilitate that. I wonder though. Yeah, it's part swapping. There's no way I could make that function. Shoot. And I'd also say the remake had a slightly... God damn. The remake had a slightly better take on what something like RoboCop could do. Like making him, faster and all that made a little more sense. But the reason that worked is they established that they'd already made an autonomous unit capable of moving like that, which helps that story. Just the original RoboCop films started to fall too far on the side of camp, especially the second and third films. And then the TV series and miniseries did not help it out at all. And once you reach that certain amount of campiness, you kind of lose any future audience you could gain. And that's the problem, is the camp was neither. There was so much tonal whiplash, especially the third film. The second film, it teeter-tottered, but it did it slowly enough that you could kind of keep up with it. But the third film, you're going from, you know, a car chase and RoboCop catching bullets and doing all of his stuff, all the way into, like, these stupid punks setting him on fire and this and that, to Lewis being shot in front of a church. And then it really didn't know what it wanted to do. G18. I think Irvin Kershner did an okay job trying to follow in God damn it, I can't remember his name now, and I just said it not too long ago. Wow, I'm just batting negative a million right now. Well, Irvin Kershner did an okay job following in the footsteps, but it was his style that started to bring more of the comedic campiness into it, and not so much the satirical. Can't remember. I can't believe I forgot the fucking actor's name. Ain't I wonderful? Or fuck the director. And I just said it like not even 10 minutes ago. Oh well. Shows the kind of week I've been having. I didn't watch Iron Man 3. To be honest, by the time it came out, I was already bored with the Marvel movies. Okay. $14, $17, and G2. Okay, so this goes here. Loosely put you guys together for a sec. And once I get his leg on, I'll be able to get a height so we can guesstimate the scale. Because we were wondering what scale it all was. I really gotta find out if this guy did any music for other games. Come on. I'm guessing it's giving me 2 other pistons that are longer for more extreme poses. It's still a pretty damn good range of motion there. Just give me 1 second. Pause real quick. There we go. So I need G7. A7 and 13. There's the A sprue. There's the A sprue. That's not good. I just dropped a piece of black plastic down into the shadows, from whence they'll never return. Where did that go? Time for the emergency light. Oh, come on, really? Not under the compressor. Not by the heater. Be back up in a sec. There it is. Because it hadn't left my lap. Hey, Barry, welcome. I saw you subscribed. I'm working on the Moderoid RoboCop kit. That's to go along with this guy. What I want to know is, where were these kits 20 years ago? And how you been? Another friend from our time in the UK is watching on the Twitch side too. Yeah, I'm just getting everything temp assembled. Once that's done, I'll address any seam work that needs done, and I'll do a repaint. Let me get my 3D print down, and I'll show you the kind of what I want to go for on the paint job. Just give me 1 second. So yeah, let's get the height real quick. So if he's about 15 centimeters, it means he's 1/12 scale. 18 centimeters. So 10 scale? Okay, just one moment. Could still be 1/12 scale. Peter Weller was a tall guy. But this is kind of the effect I want to go for on the finished article. There's a bit more purple and pink playing in there, like the second movie costume. The camera's blowing the blue way out. Alright, on to the next leg. But I want to finish up the semi-truck I've been working on, the Kenworth. And then once that's out of the way, we will possibly, not 100% certain, I'd like to get working on the Reliant. I know I've been talking about that for a year and a half now. But I need to get going on it. I think that's thinking a bit too deep into it. Sorry, got eye itches. It's hard to 350th scale Reliant. It's hard to equate something like that, simply because in the military we tend to use stuff until it's dead, like until the company that made it originally no longer makes parts for it. E8 and E7. So like when I was in the 90s, we were still using stuff from the 60s in terms of that stuff. Heck, even our MJ1 bomb lift trucks, they date back to the Vietnam War. They've just been rebuilt and refurbished so many times over the years. But in the case of James Cameron's universe, they'd probably be the same. Especially considering they weren't repainted. And anything that we'd use in the military, we generally repaint the necessary color of the service. In terms of the movie, yeah, they're Caterpillar, they're yellow. And I think she even said she's rated on that class or something like that, which means they're probably the same type. But to me, anything beyond that is when you start getting into all that so-called headcanon stuff. And that's when it starts getting murky. I think they are generally made for off-planet use, though. Different gravity environments, and the feet are magnetic. That's why when you see it take that big swing and the model in the movie leans over, their excuse for that was magnetic feet. Queen couldn't make that thing budge even if it wanted to. Without it, the loader would fall over. But I also kind of see the technology in that particular universe as being a little stagnant. In that there's not much new coming around. It's more remixes on what'll work best. Like in what was it? Alien Resurrection. When Ripley was talking about the Betty being older than she was. And it makes you wonder how old something like the Nostromo must have been then. So that gives a little bit of leeway for like personal lore and stuff, but at the same time, it also lends to the idea of a stagnant technology. We're more interested on where we're going than advancing who we are. And Alien Romulus actually touches on that a little bit. Well, if you want to do that, maybe look at like Kubota or other manufacturers from, say, Japan, since we're talking about a multinational company. Well, 42 million in adjusted dollars, minus payload, of course. Don't quote me the old magics. I was there when they were written. Yeah, the main problem with Aliens figures, Ripley's specifically, but Aliens figures in general, a lot of the manufacturers have difficulty getting permission for the character likeness. That 8th scale power loader I've got, there's only 10 in the world that have Ripley's face. And I've seen one other on YouTube. Or not YouTube, on eBay. Forbidden Zone sold the molds to a Chinese company that couldn't get permission to use Sigourney Weaver's likeness, so they chopped off her head and resculpted a new one and gave it a different base. They sell a queen to go with it too. So you'll see a figure that looks a lot like the one that's in the display case right behind me, but it's not one of the originals. Mine is, but the ones you see for sale aren't. Am I glad I built it? Yes. Do I wish I had a second one right now? Sometimes. And when I found that at Wonderfest back in '07, I knew it was coming out. I've been following its development online. I didn't know it was coming up for sale. So when I saw it there, yeah, and half of it was missing. They just had them up in their rooms. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. Because nothing on the website that I'd been following it on said anything about it being brought up for sale. Actually, I know what I can work on next Sunday's stream. We can finish up the Machine and Krieger MK44. That's been sitting on a shelf, painted, waiting for weathering and other detailing. People are messaging me. Why are people messaging me? Funny we're talking about Ripley. Another one of my viewers is painting a Ripley figure right now. Maybe one with different arms, so it's not so much like a hydraulic pincer. It looked good. But like I was saying to Barry, the NECA figures are one of the few where they actually got permission for actors' likenesses. And that's why they were able to make them decent like that. Oh, man. Ugh. That sucks. I've just recently got back into it. I got out of it for a bit when certain personalities made it not so much fun. I think I talked to you about that on Skype when it was happening back then. Yeah, that's always been the downfall of the mass-produced figures, is they can't spend the time on the paint that you really feel they need. Yeah, we just got Robo yesterday while I was at work. But I needed time away from machining Krieger. More not to reapproach the subject matter, because I've always liked the subject matter, but to find other people interested in it that weren't in the cult of Kruger, if that makes it, you know, if that's helps explain it a little bit. It felt like certain people were claiming it as their own when they had no more right to it than I did. And it took the fun out of it. But I reapproached it. I recently did yeah, that too. But I was able to reapproach it. There's another streamer on Twitch. He's also on YouTube. I don't know if he dual streams or not. Sometimes he does. Goes by Soulway Studios. He's gotten into it, and he kind of rekindled my interest in it. And I've met other people who are into it without feeling like it's a case of keeping up with the Joneses anymore, or having to buy the reissues because other people buy the cases before they can get, you know, sold. And that's also why I left a lot of the modeling forums years ago, is just too many personalities vying for popularity, I guess. That too. Or only their ideas are considered the right idea because they sit at the table of the creator, which is another bullshit thing to me. That's upside down. There we go. Yeah, this is a spare part for his other leg. But I've started searching around more, and I'm finding that if you look right, you can get stuff a lot cheaper. I picked up a Heinrich suit for $20. The Kratchenvogel I just did, it's in my shorts on YouTube if you look at that. That was $75. I know, you've always been in my corner when it comes to stuff like that. So, I'm finding them for decent prices again. Mainly because I'm not looking on the forums for people trying to get collector's value. Like, I paid $80 for my my Hornies, but that's never been really reissued. So I felt that was okay, especially for a larger model. But I'm not going to pay $140 for a Fledermaus. If I could find a Fledermaus for $80, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. But it was good seeing you again, Barry. Yeah, message me whenever you want, man. If I need to sleep, I shut the phone down, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, just message me whenever. I know you're aware of the time zone difference. I'm 7 hours separated from the UK. But one thing before you go, though, if you're still here, if you want something to play that's Machine and Krieger-like, at least what you think a war in that universe would be like, check out the Forever Winter. It's a PC-only game right now. If you like that aesthetic and you want something a bit challenging, it's right up your alley. Okay, getting the spare parts off here. Alright, take it easy. Have a good night, and thanks for stopping in. Okay. Yeah, that's a friend I'm... Oh, Real Brush Guy is raiding the channel with 10 viewers. Thank you for the raid. Let's get some music going. Okay. We're just throwing together RoboCop for right now. I don't know, I might start painting on something. Maybe the driver of that Kenworth. I'm just trying to get some other music up real quick. So bear with me one moment, please. Hey, Real Brush Guy. Thank you again for the raid. Yeah, Robo came in the mail yesterday while I was at work. Or was it Sunday? No, it was yesterday. And he's in scale with this guy. These are the Moderoid kits by the Good Smile Company. Really amazing kits. Mainly snapped together. They appear to be about 1/12, maybe 1/10 scale. So quite adaptable with the Frame Arm series kits if you want. What were you working on?
Some people won't like it. I don't care. I don't care at all.
Just been feeling, I'm a bad influence. Not the first time my channel's made people spend money, though. Oh, nice. Are you allowed to talk about the novel, or is it still under kind of like a cease and desist kind of thing? In case it's an author I read, like Peter F. Hamilton or something. Hey, Nub.
I don't care at all.
So, but as you saw with Ed, the plastic was this really nasty, bright light blue. So I opted to repaint him. The paint I chose is Duplicolor. Okay, Pulp Fantasy. Cool. The color I chose was Duplicolor Light Gray. Just automotive primer. And I have some black string for tow ropes on RC tanks. I painted it aluminum, cut it to length, and used it here instead of the black wire. The paint job brings this model to life. And a little attention to some of the bigger seams. Go. Put him over there. Well, what's funny is I'd chosen a Duplicolor blue for the Kenworth. And this was back in November when I got it, right? And my wife, unbeknownst to me, had bought a set of Vallejo metallic paints. In the paints was a airbrushable metallic blue paint, which I opted to use instead. So I still have the blue color for the Kenworth laying around, mainly because I felt that the blue from Vallejo would go on thinner, which it did. Come on, get in there. There we go. Another reason I haven't painted the Kenworth driver yet, though, is he's wearing, according to the box art, he's wearing a Canadian tuxedo. I really want to paint him different. I don't want just more blue jeans and blue in the Kenworth, which is blue. I need that G11. I'll go pull the Kenworth out in a second so you can see where I'm at. Well, this is part of their model airline too, so it was ready to go. So this piece here, I don't really need. It's kind of like the old doll holders for like the non-posable stuff that would clip around the waist to help hold them up. But this is so that way you can use bases by Good Smile. Oh yeah, Vallejo for brushability is great. I hope whatever's going on in their factory gets fully resolved, because they got bought out by some other company, and that's usually never a good sign. But I hope that whatever happens, they remain in production and continue to produce good stuff. So we're nowhere near done with assembly yet, because I still have to choose his hands, and we got this bugger to build. Now if I just had a Ford Taurus police car in scale, I could recreate a scene. Let me get this finished up, then we'll get the Kenworth, see how I'm feeling. So I didn't stream on Monday, for anyone who was expecting that. The news I received was that my father had collapsed. So I had no idea what was going on. And when you get that kind of information earlier in the day, you really don't want to do anything else the rest of the day. So that's why Monday got canceled. He's fine. Well, he's 78. He's been having blood pressure issues and things like that the past decade now, I think. He's got stents and things like that. His blood pressure just dropped and he passed out. He just never had an episode this bad, and on the way down, he hit his head on the sink in the bathroom. So it's just, the hospital was more of just a precautionary thing than anything. He checked out fine. Yeah, he's doing okay. I talked to him last night. So I didn't want 2024 or 2025 to start out for me like 24 was for my wife, where she had lost 6 family members between February and July. This guy's got some good posability. Let's get his hands in. Okay, so H11 and 7 are the gun hands. Yeah, last year, my wife lost her grandmother in February, and then about a month later, 4 other family members perished in a house fire. And then in July, another person had passed that they were expecting, but hoping not for a little bit longer. So I didn't want this year to start out like that for my side of the family. Because my brother had already lost a daughter to abdominal cancer back in 23. Or was it 22? It was 22. So why are people messaging me? Ah, sorry. So yeah, we're just doing the preliminary assembly. That way I can plan out what I'm going to do to paint it. Because I'm going for more of a RoboCop 2 style color on it. A la this figure. It's a print I've been working on. I still have to finish painting the face. If you watch in the first movie, that's there. It seems like Irvin Kershner punched the colors up in the film. Yeah, that's my worry now as well, Loston, with my father. Is, and for anyone on the Twitch side, I'm talking to somebody on the YouTube side who's chatting too. Restream has that. We haven't figured out how to get it up on my screen yet. You know, I'm pushing 50. He's going to be 80 soon. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. You know, and I'm trying to prepare myself for that day, but there's nothing you can do. You know? No amount of preparation means shit. Sorry to get dark with it, but that's just what's been going on. There we go. Maybe I should message Moderoid and ask them if they have intentions in making a version with the beat-up armor from the first movie. That'd be neat. I'm not a good enough 3D designer to do that myself. 21 and 8. Maybe I'll do a short tonight with both figures on the turntable. Well, they've done this version, and they've done the RoboCop 3 version, which we've discussed. But since they also do Kane, it would be neat to just get a battle damage version with parts for either film, or one specific to one of them, you know? Go. With that, oh, they did years ago. It's just never been reissued. Robo and Ed have been reissued. Kane, I think, was 2012. Let me look. It states on their site, on the Good Smile Company, when the kit was released. Let's let that eat for a second. Oh yeah, the pre-order period for it was back in 22. It shipped back in 23. And it's as fully posable as Ed 209. I've seen it on eBay for like 200 bucks. No. Plus, I'm kind of happy with the print that I did. And with this and Ed 209, I think they're all in scale now, too. Oh yeah, RoboCop had a bunch of iconic scenes in it, that's for sure. Oh, that's why I just decided to print my own. The files come with two sets of parts, a static one or a fully posable one. At the time, I didn't have an FDM printer, so I didn't do the posable one. Isn't the Argonaut kit small, though? There we go. I'll have to paint that nice and shiny. Alright, let's get the 50 cal built. Not much to it. And if I remember right, back in '87, the 50 caliber anti-material rifle was still relatively new. Like, it really hadn't been seen much. It was like RoboCop's take on the whole minigun and Predator thing. It's like, yeah, they've got the minigun. We have this. Paul Verhoeven, that's the director's name that I forgot 10 minutes after I said it. Shows you where my head is. I've been having a rough week, guys. I'm sorry. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, I'm still not feeling 100% myself. Some kind of bug going through the house. Laying out this cover. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be on too much longer myself, to be honest. We're hitting 2 hours and 17 minutes. I'm still kind of feeling groggy and headachy. My goal for this was to at least get RoboCop built, so I could break down what I need for paint, which they've done a little bit to help with that in certain areas. Like, I'll be able to take these off, keep them separate. Same with this, I can pop that out of the chest. I still have a headache kind of brewing in my skull, brush guy. Yesterday I was feeling kind of nauseous and just really just bleh, you know? And even the wife wasn't feeling right. So I'm mostly okay, but I still feel kind of weak and my head still hurts. Gonna drink more water. Actually, I'll probably hit up some Powerades or something. I think it's due to the weather. We've been speak straight. We have been expecting storm fronts to move through, like snow and other things like that, but they never do. So I think part of that is what's giving us our headaches, or at least making us more susceptible to whatever the heck's got us feeling nauseous. So, but that being said, I should be okay. But I do appreciate everybody for watching. Notice we got quite a few more channel subscribers on the YouTube side. So if you're in here and watching, thank you very much. It is much appreciated. And I notice my community page is getting more attention too when I post on that. So definitely seeing good trends across the board there. And on the Twitch side too, I've got a bunch of new followers on there. So thanks for that. And Lawston's gonna get back to work. Like I said, I wanted to at least get Robo assembled today. Next stream day will be Sunday. That's my next day off, unless I manage to get a stream going before then. If I wasn't feeling like crap yesterday, I would have been on yesterday. I really would. But things being what they are, I'm glad I took the evening off to just veg out. But thank you again for the raid. And I hope everybody has a good day. I think I'll call it here. It's been about 2.5 hours. I usually do 3 hours, give or take. But yeah, everybody take it easy. Next stream will either be painting on this guy, or we will be finishing up the Machining Krieger MK44 kit. I keep putting that by the wayside and never getting back to it. So y'all take it easy. Have a good day.